Hello, my name is Andre Patnode, and I'm from Ballston Lake, New York. I just turned 50 years old, and I'm your next American Ninja Warrior. I grew up in a small town in upstate New York on the Canadian border, just south of Montreal, Malone, New York. I spent all my life there, went to school there, and college. Growing up was not easy, as I was holding a secret. I did come out as being gay, but I did that later on in life, when I was about 21, 22. But growing up, I would not be able to do that. I was bullied. I was called many names, very derogatory names. I remember being chased down my street, and I could not wait to hit the driveway of my house so that I knew I'd be safe. And an example of this would be my mother, who is the love of my life, my biggest supporter and my inspiration. She literally went into the phone book and she looked up all the kids who were bullying me and called each one of their parents and told them, please quit harassing my child. And after that point and moving forward, those kids never said a word to me. They left me alone. And I was able to continue with junior high and high school. People accepted me and I was not rejected. So as far back as I can remember, my mother had always told me that I was adopted. I never really wanted to seek out my birth mother or birth father. But as I got older, going to doctors for anything that I needed help with, they would always ask my medical history. I would never have that because I was adopted. So my mother, who I loved dearly, wrote into Catholic Charities and was able to start the whole process of me finding my mother. And literally between March and the end of April, I was able to find my birth mother. And I ended up being the youngest of 7 children. She gave me up because she felt like she could not support me and be the mother that she wanted to be. So I was put in a halfway house for 2 months, and then my mother that raised me in Malone, they adopted me and brought me home. And that's where I stayed for the majority of my life. So when I finally was able to contact my birth mother, we set up a time to meet. So I did meet her probably, I want to say, about 12 to 13 years ago. And it was a wonderful experience. I met my brothers and sisters. They all are fantastic. They all love me. And my mother especially. When she hugged me on the sidewalk, I'll never forget that day. She's like, my long lost son, I finally found you, and you have a name, and your name is Andre, and I love you, and I love you. And my mother, birth mother and adopted mother, they are now tight. They talk, they write to each other, they send cards, and everything is good. I love them both, and those are my moms. So after college, I ended up moving out of Malone and down to a close town near Albany, which was more of a metropolitan city. So after doing some years of obstacle course racing, lo and behold, I was watching the news in the morning, and they said and made an announcement that there was a ninja gym opening up. And would you believe it was only like 8 minutes from my house near Saratoga Springs. And this is where I train, at the wonderful Saratoga Ninja Lab, with my coach Jeff Snyder and Emily Holmes. They've been behind me since the beginning. They push me, they're motivators, and this is where it all started for me. So in 2001, I took the step, I got brave, I got in my car, and I drove to a gym. And actually, back then, we still had the phone book, so I had to look it up in a phone book. And I walked into the gym, told them my goals and what I wanted to do. I wanted to build muscle, and I just wanted to better myself. I wanted to eat healthier and just be a better person. And it worked. I started to watch my body change over the years. I started working with a trainer. I started building muscle. And then all of a sudden, I started getting compliments from people like, Andre, what have you been doing? You look outstanding. You look great. When I would go home to Malone, New York, my hometown, people would come up to me and they would say, wow, Andre, do you look great? What are you doing? You've totally changed. And then, of course, on Facebook and social media, they see me on there, and these people support me. Some of these people were even the ones that bullied me. I don't bring that up to them. I would never call out anyone's name. All I'm going to say is, I'm getting the recognition now. Yes, it's a lot later on in life, but I'll be okay.
3, 4, and 5. There we go. 49, 52, that's good for a t-shirt.
So with all the training that I did, I stepped it up and I started doing some competing. I would do Rec Ninja League was my first league that I started, which I really was happy with. I loved going to different towns, meeting different ninjas, and the ninja community is so supportive, so supportive. No matter how bad I did or how good I did, they were always clapping, they were yelling my name, and it made me feel so, so good. Then I also started doing NNL, and then UNAA, and then that's when my competition basically started, and now, to this day, I do competitions all over New York and Massachusetts. I also, going back to the obstacle course racing, I did qualify for Worlds, which this September I did compete in Stratton, Vermont at the World Championships, and I raced with people from Dubai, from Europe, from South America, all over the world, and what an experience it was. I ran 2 races on Friday, 1 on Saturday, which was a killer, but I made it through them all. I pushed through it, and I'm proud to say that I was able to attend Worlds for obstacle course racing. So like I said earlier, with me turning 50, I think it's my time to shine. Even though I wasn't picked for the teams when I was in high school, I'm asking you, American Ninja Warrior, to please pick me to be your next American Ninja Warrior. You will not regret it. I will be honored, and it will be a privilege to represent the ninja community in Saratoga Ninja Lab.
Hey there, my name's Jeff Snyder. I'm one of the co-owners of the Saratoga Ninja Lab, and this is my main man, Andre, here, and I'm here to tell you firsthand that there is nobody, and I mean nobody, that's more prepared than this guy to take on those courses and be your next American Ninja Warrior.
Yes.
Well, everywhere I go and every place I've seen, I got about 1 million people trying to step on me. Just so you can lie to tell me that you really care. When the others came around, you left me in the air. If you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. Oh, if you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. Oh. One lesson I have learned is to never go and come. 'Cause in my life I've seen some people always on the run. And they may go slow, they may go fast, but I never forget my friends from the past with you. You gotta go to make it easy. If you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. So if you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. Oh. One lesson I have learned is that people come and go. Life will be so easy, but they know that I'm so close. They may be so high, they may be so cruel, but I never give my love to you. With you, I gotta go. It's so damn easy. If you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. So if you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. Oh, if you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast. Oh, if you want this love to everlast, oh, gotta have some action, but don't rush it to that fast.